too often we see people give like, oh, well, here's like a mood reel where
Mhm.
they have all these clips from films which are way out of whack with the budget that they're going to have access to.
Right.
And like, this is what we're trying to do. I'm like, yeah, but you've got a clip from a film which has got like a $60 million budget.
Is there anything that you recommend when people are approaching, or things that you're looking for when it comes to screening things, or what you're going to end up suggesting? Is it, we talking like pitch ideas on a one sheet? Or are we talking, pitch decks with completed scripts? And how do you like to kind of walk into, or kind of move with these things ideally, maybe?
Yeah. Well, we, as consultants, if we're talking about consulting, we come in at any point.
Right.
So, finished script is the earliest. So, finished script, we can come in, look at that, give edit notes. We always do the structure of it is the filmmaker will reach us, contractor services, we'll have like first before we read the script, we'll have like a little talk with them to figure out where they're coming from, read the script. Then we follow that up with a Zoom call where we talk through the script and then we follow up with written notes.
Mhm.
So, and then it can kind of be kind of expanded from there, whether or not we kind of carry through doing story edits. Then the other one is if they're shooting a film, they can come to us and say, hey, we're shooting this, we're going to need this help down the line. Or if the film is done. And when I say done, if they've got a completed film, it could still be in post. And it's best when that's happening because we can advise on kind of edits or maybe subtle changes. We understand that it's funny because you'll show someone a film and they're like, oh well, what if you should change this, this, and this? Well, as we know, as filmmakers, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing to fix. You might not have the materials. You might not have the. It, it's it's both a practical thing and a financial thing. You might not have the money to go in and do those fixes,
Mhm.
um, but it helps us being able to see those see films in that stage to kind of help give advice on that.
Mhm.
Is there fixes that can be done in post production? I mean, there's a number of things having different people who are well versed in cinema and in this kind of storytelling. We can bring that expertise to the table. There's been points before where like, oh, did you think about changing these two scenes, or did you notice this one thing? And they're like, no, we didn't. I'm like, oh, like tweak that up.
Mhm.
There was one project, if we go back to the script stage, where we were talking them through, and at a certain point, we're like, the lead character was a doctor, was a surgeon. I'm like, what if you made this character female? What
Okay.
if you switched it? And they had their hopes on casting one person who they were never going to be able to get.
Right.
Then in switching that, they were able to cast someone who they totally adored and who embraced the film and made it a fabulous experience. But it was our suggestion to switch the gender of that one character. Uh,
Mhm.
and that's the other thing too, is like what's on the page to what gets put on the screen and how it's going to market. I mean, if we go back to talking about cast, like cast needs known cast, recognizable cast is needed to drive the film forward for marketing.
Yeah.
Well, is there stunt casting you can do? And when I say stunt casting, clearly you're not going to have the money to get some of these actors.
Mhm.
But do you have the resources to get this actor if that actor has a 5-minute bit role?
Right. Mhm.
So how can you look at your casting and kind of be strategic about it? And how can you look at your script
Mhm.
to be strategic in casting? So that's a lot of the stuff that we bring to it. So yeah, it's script during the middle of production, and then a finished film which is ready to go into festivals, distribution, and marketing.
Right. So do you then essentially, would you say you have to stay kind of pliable? And the reason I ask that is because I guess looking at a project, and I'm trying to putting myself in your shoes, I'm sure you probably get people that come with maybe a variety of different assets and major missing components at the same time. Like maybe they've got they're connected or well connected with a star that could really help move a film, but they haven't locked say the dollars and cents. Or maybe they've got investors who are enthusiastic but waiting in the wings to see who you can get attached, but you don't really have those contacts. So you've kind of got these, or you've maybe got, you know, an in with someone who knows someone in distribution, but and you've got some money, you don't have a star, or whatever way that piece of the pie kind of goes together, they're missing a piece. And I guess in your case, do you have to make an evaluation on, well, you know, we only get involved when this piece is missing, or could it be any one of those pieces and you have to evaluate where you want to jump in?
Yeah, it can be any of those. I mean, each film
Right.
is different. It can be any one of those things. I mean, we don't traditionally help with financing because we don't have that currently. We don't have that kind of that Rolodex,
Right.
but it changes for every different kind. Every film is different, and every film's needs are different.
Yeah.
Um, so, but again, we primarily like when we work as consultants, we're like, okay, we're honest about it. Like, are we actually going to be able to give legitimate help to
Mhm.
this film? And we want to be honest and transparent about it. And that's why we've got some really good accolades from like previous clients who like working for us because they know that we're shoot straight. We're straight shooters and we don't hold back. Like if we don't think this is a good situation or a good decision,
Mhm.
we'll tell you. You can go your own way, but we'll tell you from our own expertise. And that's what we're bringing to the table is we're bringing our expertise and our relationships.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, so it's different for each film, but primarily, I mean, if someone's got a pitch sheet, well, there has to be a script. We
Right.
can't, I mean, they can pay us to look at this pitch script like and help them develop that, but there really needs to be a script for us to be of maximum value.
Right. Yeah. I mean, great ideas are a dime a dozen, as they say. There has to be some execution to really evaluate the weight of it, I guess.
I mean, that's one of the other things that we also help out is like we help out with pitch project, like with pitch documents. So we're like, okay, look, how are you going to pitch this? What's it going to look like? What are your comps going to be? What are your comparable films going to be? Uh, Too often we see people give like, oh, well, here's like a mood reel where
Mhm.
they have all these clips from films which are way out of whack with the budget that they're going to have access to.
Right.
And like, this is what we're trying to do. I'm like, yeah, but you've got a clip from a film which has got like a $60 million budget and above. How are you going to do that for 2 million?
Right.
Like, so that's something we see as we understand it, but that's not a realistic look at what you're going to get in the end. You're promising something that you don't have, unless of course you get picked up and go into the studio system, but that's pretty rare.